fantasy regular season draws to a close, each week's matchup brings a certain order of importance, no matter what place you may be in. Case in point was in Week 11 when the 6-3-1 Dr. Pepper division leading Ivory Tower Power went up against the underachieving Nickberg Steelers. On paper, this looked like a no-brainer for the Power, as Nickberg was 0-5 this year when playing against teams that have a 500 or better record. So would Ivory be able to extend their 4-game winning streak, or would Nickberg be able to crack the glass ceiling and finally defeat a winning team? Heading into the early games, Nickberg made a pretty strategic move in acquiring backup team starter Jason Snug for the injured Michael Turner. This was a risk since the Falcons were going up against a rested Giants defense that had been pretty good against the run this year. This was also a factor in a key lineup change for Ivory later as well. However, for Nickberg, the move paid off as Snug was able to capture 20 points in his first start of the year. Also contributing greatly in the early going was Ben Roethlisberger, as he was able to snag 23 points before leaving the game late and with a head injury, while Mendenhall was also able to have a good day with 17 points. On the other side, as was noted earlier, Ivory made a late move on Sunday that would cost them dearly. The Saints were playing the lowly Bucks with a backup running the offense, and the Giants, who have been pretty bleak in the secondary this year, were going up against the Falcons team that had a quarterback who at the time was struggling, but could turn it around at a drop of the hat. So Power went with the gamble and projected that Ryan would have an awful day and the Giants would reap the benefits. Well, that wasn't the case. The Giants put up a big offer, while the Saints would dominate the Bucs and end up with 15 points in the contest, which would end up on the bench. Now, with that said, Sidney Rice was able to torture the Seattle defense for 20 points, and Tony Gonzalez, who did a bunch of nothing for 3 quarters, broke out in the fourth and ended up with 14 points. So after the early games, we have a 70-39 game in favor of Nickberg. The late games would really help out Ivory in a big way. Tom Brady was his usual self and put up a respectable 16-point outing against the Jets. Tomlinson, for the second week in a row, was able to find the end zone and the double-digit mark in fantasy points with 13. Also adding the 14 points to Beanie Wells, and we have a Power totaling out 88 points in all, even with the blunder that was the benching of the Saints defense. Nickberg would not have such a good showing in the late games. Randy Moss was held in check by the Jets' Revis, a short touchdown catch in the first half of the game to total out 9 points. Brandon Marshall, on the other hand, had no excuses and bombed for only 2 points. With the late games done, Power had a slim 88-81 lead, with Nickberg's only hope being the leg of Baronis on Monday night. We would have to wait until the third quarter before we would see any major fantasy points, as Baronis was able to connect on a 50-yard field goal to tie the game at 88. But a fourth quarter missed try would drop them down to 87, and suddenly it looked like the Power would be able to eke out a 1-point win, which would be the fourth 1-point loss for Nickberg in his career. However, an early Thanksgiving miracle would come from the heavens, as Baronis was able to connect on a late-minute 53-yard field goal, which would give the Steelers 92 points in total and the win. With the loss, Power dropped down to 6-4-1, and now are only a half game up on the Destroyer with 2 games remaining. In Week 12, Power will have a tough division matchup going against Go for Broke, who have also been looking to try to get back into the playoff spot as well. For Steelers, they have a long road ahead of them. At 5-6, they need to keep winning to have a shot at the playoffs. However, they will be going up against the Mini Firemen in Week 12, a team that has haunted them for the last 2 years, and who Steelers have never beaten, even though they have all been 1-point losses.